In this video, I'm about to show you 10 Nestle products you need to stop putting in your cart, and 5 that are actually worth keeping around, starting with number 10. Number 10. Nestle Toll House Refrigerated Cookie Dough. Toll House cookie dough has been part of American kitchens since the 1930s. The whole pitch is nostalgia, baking together, warm chocolate chip cookies, the smell of something real coming out of the oven. And Nestle has leaned into that image for almost 100 years. So it is genuinely frustrating to flip that package over and find TBHQ sitting in the ingredient list. TBHQ stands for tertiary butyl hydroquinone, and it is a synthetic preservative derived from butane. Yes, as in the same chemical family as lighter fluid. It is used to extend shelf life because it prevents fats from going rancid. A 2021 review in the journal Antioxidants specifically flagged TBHQ for potential immune function disruption at repeated dietary exposure levels. And this is not a trace amount buried at the bottom of the list. This is a primary preservative in a product marketed to families and children. On top of that, certain Toll House refrigerated dough formulations have historically used partially hydrogenated soybean and cottonseed oils, the same class of oils the FDA formally ruled as not generally recognized as safe back in 2015, citing direct links to cardiovascular disease. Reformulation across product lines took years and was inconsistently applied. You are buying a product built on decades of brand trust, and Nestle has used that trust to sneak chemistry into your cookie dough. Leave it on the shelf. Number 9. Nestle Coffee Mate Original Liquid Creamer. Coffee is one of the few simple pleasures that hasn't gotten completely ruined yet. You wake up, you pour a cup, you add something to soften the edge. Coffee Mate has been that something in millions of American households for a long time, and Nestle has spent decades making it feel like a completely normal, harmless thing to add to your morning routine. But look at what you are actually pouring in. The original liquid Coffee Mate lists water, sugar, and vegetable oil as the first 3 ingredients. That vegetable oil is typically a blend that has historically included partially hydrogenated oils, the same class of fats the FDA banned in 2018 after determining they contribute directly to LDL cholesterol increases and cardiovascular disease risk. The agency estimated that eliminating partially hydrogenated oils from the American food supply would prevent approximately 20,000 heart attacks per year and roughly 7,000 deaths. 20,000 heart attacks. And reformulated versions of Coffee Mate still depend on dipotassium phosphate, artificial flavor, and carrageenan. Carrageenan is a thickener derived from red seaweed, and a 2017 study published in Frontiers in Pediatrics linked it to intestinal inflammation and increased gut permeability at regular consumption levels. For anyone already managing blood pressure, digestive issues, or cardiovascular concerns, which describes a significant portion of the people buying this product, that is not something to wave off. There are better ways to fix your coffee. This is not one of them. Number 8. Nestle Coffee Mate Natural Bliss Sweet Cream. Nestle knows that natural is the magic word right now. Put it on a label, and a huge portion of shoppers assume the product is cleaner, safer, and more trustworthy than whatever's sitting next to it. That's exactly what Coffee Mate Natural Bliss is counting on. But let's be clear about something. The word natural on a food label in the United States carries no FDA-enforced standard definition. It means essentially whatever the company decides it means. Coffee Mate Natural Bliss Sweet Cream uses cane sugar as its second ingredient, so right off the bat, you're sweetening your coffee with a product that's already heavily sweetened. More concerning is the inclusion of carrageenan as a stabilizer. The same ingredient flagged in the 2017 Frontiers in Pediatrics study for promoting intestinal inflammation and gut permeability issues at regular dietary consumption. And when you look at who is reaching for this product, it is often people who already switched away from the original Coffee Mate specifically because they were trying to make a healthier choice. That's the real problem here. Nestle is capturing the exact consumer who is trying to do better and selling them a product built on a word that doesn't legally mean anything. The bliss in Natural Bliss is not in the bottle. It's in the marketing budget. Number 7. Nestle Nesquik Chocolate Powder. Nesquik launched in 1948 and has been targeting children ever since. The bright yellow canister, the cartoon bunny, the cheerful advertising, this is a product that was engineered from the ground up to make parents feel good about giving it to their kids. And Nestle has been running that playbook for over 75 years. Here's what that playbook actually delivers: 12 grams of added sugar per serving. The American Heart Association recommends that children consume no more than 25 grams of added sugar in an entire day. One serving of Nesquik gets you halfway there, and that assumes a child measures it accurately, which, as any parent knows, has never happened once in the history of childhood. Most kids double or triple the amount. Then you add the soy lecithin. In conventional soy processing, hexane, an industrial solvent, is used as an extraction agent. A 2020 report from the Cornucopia Institute flagged hexane contamination as an ongoing concern in conventional soy-based food additives. Nestlé also includes artificial flavor, a catch-all term that hides an undisclosed mixture of synthetic compounds behind two words. The company has built one of the most recognizable children's brands in American food history. And they have used that recognition to sell generations of families something they would not have bought if the label were fully honest. Number 6. Nestlé Nesquik ready-to-drink chocolate milk. This gets its own spot on this list separate from the powder because of where it shows up and who Nestlé is selling it to. Nestlé Nesquik ready-to-drink chocolate milk is in school cafeterias across America. It is at youth sports events. It is in pediatric waiting rooms. It is positioned as a healthy, calcium-rich drink for children, and a single 12-ounce bottle contains 26 grams of sugar. A Snickers bar has 20 grams. The drink you're handing your kid after soccer practice has more sugar than a candy bar, and it is doing it while wearing the uniform of health food. The American Academy of Pediatrics has published explicit guidance cautioning against flavored milks with added sugar for young children. This guidance has been available for years. Nestlé is aware of it, and they have responded not by reformulating the product, but by spending years lobbying school nutrition boards to keep flavored milks in cafeteria programs, framing that lobbying as an effort to support children's calcium intake. The calcium argument is real milk does provide calcium, but the sugar load attached to that calcium in this product is entirely Nestlé's choice. They could make a lower sugar version. They have chosen not to because the current version sells better. Number 5. Nestlé Carnation Breakfast Essentials Chocolate Malt. Walk down the nutrition aisle and Carnation Breakfast Essentials looks serious. The packaging has the feel of a medical supplement. There are charts. There are vitamin percentages. There is language about complete nutrition and essential nutrients. It is designed to look like something a doctor might recommend. One serving of the chocolate malt variety contains 25 grams of added sugar. That is the American Heart Association's full daily recommended limit for an adult in a single morning drink in a product being marketed as a nutritional supplement. The Environmental Working Group's 2019 consumer analysis ranked Carnation Breakfast Essentials among the children's nutrition drinks, carrying the heaviest sugar loads relative to their stated health claims. The product also contains carrageenan, artificial flavor, and niacinamide at levels that, at repeated daily intake, can trigger what's known as a niacin flush, a documented reaction involving skin flushing, tingling, and in some individuals, a temporary drop in blood pressure. This is a product built to look like medicine and priced like a supplement. It is a milkshake in disguise, and Nestlé is charging you accordingly. If you are buying this because you think it is genuinely nutritious, they have done exactly what they intended to do. Number 4. Stouffer's Macaroni and Cheese Nestlé brand. Stouffer's has been a Nestlé brand since 1973, and their macaroni and cheese is one of the best-selling frozen comfort foods in America. On a cold night, when you don't want to cook, that red box is right there, and it has been right there your whole life. So let's talk about what's inside. A single family-size serving of Stouffer's mac and cheese delivers approximately 930 milligrams of sodium. The American Heart Association's recommended daily sodium limit for older adults with cardiovascular concerns sits at 1,500 milligrams per day. You are spending over 60% of that entire daily budget on one portion of one side dish. Think about that one box of mac and cheese at dinner, and you are already more than halfway to your sodium ceiling before you've eaten anything else all day. The cheese sauce is built on sodium phosphate and relies on artificial colors, yellow 5 and yellow 6. These are petroleum-derived synthetic dyes, and the European Union requires food products containing them to carry a warning label stating the product may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. Nestlé knows this. They comply with that EU requirement by using alternative coloring agents in European formulations of comparable products. Different recipe, same brand, because European regulators actually enforce the standard. For the American market, they continue using yellow 5 and yellow 6 because there is no law here requiring the change. They are running two different standards simultaneously, a stricter one for countries that demand it and a looser one for us because they can get away with it. That should bother you a lot more than the sodium does. Number 3. Lean Cuisine Marketplace. Pepperoni Pizza, Nestlé brand. Lean cuisine is one of the most effective marketing exercises in the history of American frozen food. For decades, Nestlé positioned this brand as the responsible choice to the meal for people who are watching their health, managing their weight, trying to make better decisions without giving up the convenience of a frozen dinner. The word lean is doing an enormous amount of work on that packaging. A single Lean Cuisine Marketplace pepperoni pizza delivers between 720 and 840 milligrams of sodium, depending on the specific size. That is in a product marketed as a light, health-conscious meal option. The pepperoni contains sodium nitrite, a preservative that the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer classified in 2015 as a Group 1 carcinogen when consumed via processed meats. Group 1 means the evidence for cancer-causing risk is sufficient, not suspected, not probable, sufficient. A 2021 cohort study published in the European Journal of Epidemiology tracked over 100,000 participants across 12 years and documented a statistically significant association between sodium nitrite in processed meats and colorectal cancer risk. Nestlé has had access to this science for years. Sodium nitrite is inexpensive. It preserves the product's shelf life, and it keeps the pepperoni looking an appealing shade of pink. So it stays on the ingredient list while the word lean stays on the box. Number 2. Hot Pockets. Pepperoni pizza, Nestlé brand. Hot Pockets have been in American freezers since 1983, and Nestlé owned the brand from 2002 until 2023, over 20 years of ingredient decisions, reformulations, and production choices. When you pick up a pepperoni pizza Hot Pocket, you are picking up a product shaped by 2 decades of Nestlé management. A single Hot Pocket contains 1,400 milligrams of sodium. That is 61% of the recommended daily sodium limit in one snack that fits in the palm of your hand and heats up in 2 minutes. The pepperoni contains sodium nitrite, the same World Health Organization Group 1 carcinogen discussed in the Lean Cuisine segment. It also contains TBHQ as a preservative, the same butane-derived synthetic antioxidant found in the Toll House cookie dough. Then there is modified food starch, sodium phosphate, and disodium inosinate, a flavor enhancer that works through similar neurological pathways as MSG and has been flagged by the Center for Science in the Public Interest for potential issues in MSG-sensitive individuals. This product is engineered to be cheap to produce, fast to prepare, and extremely difficult to stop eating once you start. Those are not accidents, they are design decisions. And none of them were made with your health in mind. Number 1. Nestlé Pure Life. Purified water standard variety. Number 1 is not about an ingredient you can't pronounce. Number 1 is about something more fundamental. What a corporation is willing to do to the people buying their product when no one is paying close enough attention. Nestlé Pure Life is purified municipal tap water. That is the product. The same water that comes out of your kitchen faucet is filtered, processed, put in a plastic bottle, and sold back to you at a markup that would make your head spin. A 2017 investigation by the Natural Resources Defense Council documented Nestlé drawing water from drought-stressed communities in California under permits that had not been properly renewed since 1988, while those same communities were under strict, mandatory water use restrictions. Local families were told to cut their water consumption. Nestlé was pulling millions of gallons from the same watershed. In 2020, investigative reporting from Bloomberg revealed Nestlé paying approximately $500 per year for access to water from national forest land in San Bernardino, California, a source contributing to a product line generating hundreds of millions of dollars in annual revenue. $500 a year. There are individuals in America paying more than that monthly to have clean water delivered to their homes. And here is the part that really gets me. Nestlé fought that arrangement in court when local officials and conservation groups tried to challenge their water access. A corporation generating hundreds of millions in annual revenue from a public natural resource spent money on lawyers to protect a $500 a year deal from people who just wanted their community's water back. That tells you everything you need to know about how Nestlé sees the people buying their products. The word pure on that label is a marketing claim, not a regulatory standard. It means nothing. And Nestlé has built a billion-dollar business on that one word meaning absolutely nothing. Now look, I am not here to tell you everything Nestlé makes is garbage. That would not be honest. And if there is one thing this channel has always tried to be, it is honest. There are 5 products in Nestlé's lineup that actually hold up when you put them under real scrutiny. I looked at these the same way I looked at the ones on the avoid list ingredient by ingredient, with the research to back it up. Starting with number 5. Number 5. Nestlé Carnation Evaporated Milk, Fat-Free. Evaporated milk does not get nearly enough credit in the American pantry conversation. Carnation's fat-free evaporated milk has 3 ingredients: skim milk, dipotassium phosphate, and carrageenan used in a small stabilizing quantity, small enough that the dietary exposure is genuinely minimal compared to products like Coffee Mate Natural Bliss, where carrageenan sits much higher in the formula and is consumed in larger daily amounts. What makes this product worth talking about is the nutritional value relative to the cost. A 12-ounce can delivers approximately 340 milligrams of calcium per half cup, serving roughly 34% of the recommended daily value for adults. It provides around 22 grams of protein per can, and in most American grocery stores, you are looking at a price of around $1.50. A 2020 review published in the journal Nutrients confirmed that evaporated milk retains its calcium bioavailability through the evaporation process. Unlike many plant-based milk alternatives where calcium is added back after processing as a supplement with demonstrably lower absorption rates, for older adults managing calcium intake on a fixed income, this is a product that delivers real nutritional value at an honest price. That combination is harder to find than it should be. Number 4. Nescafé Classico Dark Roast Instant Coffee. Nescafé Classico Dark Roast is not here to impress anyone. It is not going to win a pour-over competition or earn a spot in a specialty cafe. But here is what it is: a single ingredient product. 100% dark roast coffee. Nothing added. No fillers, no flavor enhancers, no anti-caking agents, no artificial anything. And the science specifically on dark roast coffee is genuinely interesting and underreported. A 2019 study published in Molecular Nutrition and Food Research found that dark roast coffee generates lower levels of acrylamide during the roasting process compared to lighter roasts. Acrylamide is a compound that forms when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures and has been flagged by the National Toxicology Program as a potential carcinogen at repeated exposure levels. Additionally, dark roast contains higher concentrations of N-methylpyridinium, a compound shown in cell studies to inhibit an enzyme associated with excess stomach acid production. That makes dark roast meaningfully easier on the stomach than lighter roasts for people dealing with acid sensitivity, which is a significant portion of the over 60 population. At roughly $1 per ounce in most stores, Nescafé Classico gives you a clean, well-researched, genuinely useful product. It earns its spot on this list. Number 3. Nestlé Toll House Dark Chocolate Morsels 60% Cacao. Yes, the refrigerated cookie dough made the avoid list. These are a completely different product, and that difference is worth taking seriously. Toll House Dark Chocolate Morsels at 60% cacao have an ingredient list you can actually read in one breath: chocolate, sugar, cocoa butter, milk fat, soy lecithin, and vanilla extract. That is it. There are no artificial flavors. There is no PGPR, polyglycerol polyricanoliate, the synthetic emulsifier derived from castor oil that chocolate manufacturers started quietly swapping in for real cocoa butter in the early 2000s when cocoa butter prices rose. Nestlé uses real cocoa butter in these morsels. Research published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry in 2018 confirmed that flavanols in dark chocolate at 60% cacao and above are associated with measurable improvements in endothelial function and statistically significant reductions in LDL oxidation, which is real cardiovascular benefit documented in peer-reviewed research, not a marketing claim. A single ounce of these morsels delivers approximately 3.4 milligrams of iron and a meaningful contribution of magnesium. For home baking, for controlling exactly what goes into your food, for getting the actual nutritional benefit that dark chocolate can provide, these are a legitimate product. They do what they say they do. Number 2. Nestlé Pure Life Purified Water with minerals added for taste. I know the standard Pure Life made number 1 on the avoid list. And I want to be precise about why this specific product is different, because the distinction matters. The minerals added variety of Pure Life goes through a multi-stage purification process, including reverse osmosis, followed by remineralization using calcium chloride, magnesium sulfate, and sodium bicarbonate. Unlike the standard purified line, this specific product has been independently tested and certified by NSF International, a third-party certification organization under NSF Standard 60. NSF certification is a legitimate, recognized benchmark. It is not a label Nestlé designed for themselves. It is an external verification that the product meets established safety and quality standards. Now here is the context that makes this relevant. According to the Environmental Working Group's tap water database, over 250 million Americans receive water from municipal systems that have detected at least one contaminant above health guidelines. That is a systemic infrastructure problem that goes far beyond anything a water bottle can solve. But for individuals in areas with known water quality issues who need a reliably tested option, a product carrying genuine NSF certification is meaningfully different from one that just uses the word pure as a marketing strategy. Number 1. Nescafé Taster's Choice House Blend Instant Coffee. Number 1 on the worth buying list goes to Nescafé Taster's Choice House Blend. And the reason starts with something simple. The ingredient list has exactly one item: instant coffee. Not instant coffee plus modified starch, not instant coffee plus anti-caking agent and artificial flavor, just instant coffee. That is it. In a lineup where we just spent 20 minutes going through products loaded with synthetic preservatives, petroleum-derived dyes, and stabilizers that require regulatory warning labels in other countries, a single ingredient product is genuinely refreshing. Taster's Choice has been in the American market since 1966. That is almost 60 years. Some products survive that long because of brand inertia and marketing budgets. This one has survived because it is consistently good. Independent testing by Consumer Reports has placed Taster's Choice in the upper tier of instant coffees for flavor quality, citing reliable consistency across production batches, which matters more than people realize in a category where batch variation is extremely common and extremely annoying. A 2020 analysis published by the American Chemical Society found that moderate daily coffee consumption, 3 to 4 cups, is associated with statistically significant reductions in risk of type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's disease, and certain liver conditions, including cirrhosis and hepatocellular carcinoma. These are documented associations replicated across multiple large-scale studies in diverse populations. And you can get all of that from a jar that costs a few dollars, lasts for weeks, and has exactly one ingredient that you can spell without looking it up. After everything we just covered, that simplicity is not just convenient, it is a genuine act of respect toward the person buying it. That is why it is number 1.